Welcome back, everyone. In this video, we're exploring method overloading in C#. Method overloading lets us create multiple versions of the same method name, each handling different input. One t-shirt model offered in S, M, L, XL, same style name, different sizes. Same name, different purpose. Let's understand why method overloading is important. 1. One method name groups related actions together. 2. Call the same method with different data. No need to remember multiple names. 3. Code reads more naturally when similar operations share a name. The rules of method overloading. To overload a method, you must change its signature, which is the combination of 1. Parameter count. 2. Parameter types, example, int, string. 3. Order of the parameters. You cannot overload by return type alone. Let's write some code to understand method overloading in detail. In this example, we will write the same sum method which takes 2 parameters. Now, what if we also want to add 3 numbers? Notice the error the C# compiler is throwing. It says there is no overload for the method sum that takes 3 arguments. Let's duplicate this method and run the application. Notice that the C# compiler is throwing an error. To fix this error, we need to overload the sum method to accept 3 parameters. To do this, I'll add a third parameter to the method signature and include it in the addition expression so the sum is calculated correctly. Now, when I run the program, we can see the sum of the 3 parameters displayed in the console. Now, let's duplicate that method to handle 4 parameters. When I run the program, we can see the sum of the 4 parameters displayed on the console. Here's a quick bonus tip. You can sum any number of integers with a single method by using the params keyword. You don't need to overload the sum method repeatedly for each additional parameter. For now, just know that you don't have to overload the method when you need to support an unlimited number of parameters. What is not method overloading? Method overloading is not when you change only the return type of a method that won't compile. Here are some best practices to keep in mind while using method overloading. 1. Don't overload too many times. 3 or 4 versions is plenty. 2. Keep parameter order consistent. Example, always put the main data first. 3. Use meaningful parameter names so it's clear which overload you're calling. Let's look at another example that demonstrates method overloading with parameters of different types. Here, I will create different versions of the same print method that accept parameters of various types and then print those values to the console. Now, let's call each of these methods in sequence, passing the appropriate parameters. When I run the program, you'll see the results printed to the console, with the appropriate overloaded method being called based on the arguments passed to print. Here, the order in which you call the methods doesn't matter. Here's a quick summary of method overloading. Method overloading allows you to write multiple methods with the same name but different parameter lists. Method overloading improves readability by grouping related actions under one name. It also offers convenience. Call one method name with different inputs. Key rules to keep in mind for method overloading. Vary the parameter count, types, or order. You cannot overload methods based on return type alone. You now know how to group related methods under one name for cleaner, more intuitive code. For practice, try writing a calculate method that adds to integers, multiplies to doubles, concatenates to strings. Play with different signatures and see how C# picks the right overload. Happy coding, and I'll see you in the next lesson.